YouTube, what's up? It's obvious I got some more pigs down on the ground. It did not go exactly as planned, but I'm happy to get these guys. I want to come out here and call for some coyotes. We got a cold front coming in, and we also have some baby calves on the ground that I just wanted to make sure that these coyotes didn't take advantage of the young like that. So I come out and I'm calling, no coyotes whatsoever. I was like, you know what, let me go over here and check the cows and see how they're doing. We got about 80 head over here with some calves on the ground. And so I come over and I see the calves bedded up, the cows bedded up in the trees, and I look over to the right and there was another group of cows. Don't ask me how this happened. Don't ask me how it happened. But I was sitting there watching these cows and something just started clicking in my head, and I'm like, why are these cows moving around so much and this other group over here is bedded up? So I start cranking up the pulsar trail that I have. I cut it on, I'm looking through there, and I'm like, wow, those are freaking pigs. I was sitting there for about 10 minutes watching these pigs the entire time. And so I was like, here we go. So I grabbed the rifle, grabbed my tripod, and I start working my way over there. And I got about 50 yards away, got the tripod set up, locked it in, and something wasn't right. It was like watching somebody learning how to ice skate. It was just my rifle and the tripod head was just teeter-totting. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but I didn't want to make any more noise, and I wanted to go ahead and take the shot. But I had two groups. I'm facing right now south. We have west, east, and north, okay? There is a lot of traffic here. There's actually there's a gang trail right here. This is where the pigs are coming in and out of, but there's 5 or 6 trails along this fence line right here, okay? So I knew exactly where these pigs were gonna run. I knew exactly where they were gonna run. But I had two groups that were split up. I had 5 or 6 of them in front of me, and I had another group that was just to the north, and that was probably another group of 6 or 7. I'm not exactly sure because they were all in the trees. The reason I'm posting this video is to tell you guys, whenever you have an area that you're very familiar with and the pigs, there's a high traffic area and you have a group split up like that, try to take an opportunity on the group that is closest to the fence line that they're going to run to, because now when you hit that group, you're going to have an opportunity on the other group that's furthest away. So I get up on this group, I take the shot, I'm taking these follow-up shots, and now my shots are getting really bad. I'm not sure how this footage is going to look. If it's not even worth posting, I'm not going to put it up. If it is, I'll put it up here at the end, and I'll post up a clip or two, but I know it got really shaky. So I'm shooting. At the same time, I'm getting frustrated because I know something's not right with my setup. It's not a manufacturer problem, it was human error. So now I'm panning, looking over for the other group that was north of me. I dropped 2 or 3 out of that first group. Now I'm panning around looking for the other group that's supposed to come across. And sure enough, I start turning over to my left behind me, facing west, and 15 feet behind me, these pigs are working their way across. They're scattered. So now I'm shooting. I was able to get 2 more behind me, and that's when I realized that I can't shoot off this tripod no more. So I take my rifle off because it felt like the tripod head was coming off. It's hard for me to explain, and I'll show it. I might show it here in the video later on. But there's a little pin, and that pin got pushed in. It's spring loaded, and it got pushed in on the tripod head, the Reaper rail, and it started working. That's how you remove the head from the tripod. So when I was panning around looking, I was slowly working the tripod head off of the rifle with my rifle attached to it. So I just popped the rifle off of the tripod, and now I'm scanning, looking around for some more pigs, and I don't see any. At the same time, the Picatinny rail on the bottom of my AR was loose. So I had a loose Picatinny rail, and I was working the tripod head off of the tripod. It was my fault. It was nobody else's fault but mine. I shoot this platform a lot off of that tripod, and it's just obvious it started working its way loose, and it happened at the wrong time. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out exactly what was going on, and that's when I figured out the Picatinny rail was loose as well. And I looked to my north, and there was another group of 4 or 5 in the trees. These were the smaller pigs. So I'm watching them, trying to figure out what they're doing, and they're scared. They're wanting to come south, but they don't want to come out of the trees. So I start working my way over there, using my night vision now that I know where they're at, and I lost them in the trees. I couldn't figure out which way they went. So I'm looking around in the open pasture. I don't see anything. I pick up the rifle, and I'm scanning. I'm looking off to my right, and to the west, they already worked their way across. They were running. It was crazy. So they end up running to the south. I end up chasing them, trying to close in on them, and I get about 60 yards away, and they stopped. They were hovering over this boar right here. They were hovering over him because they smelled him and they wanted to know what the hell was going on, and that's when I started shooting again. I dropped 2 or 3 out of that group. I think I hit 4. Unfortunately, when they got over here, once they crossed this fence, I can't go in here with a firearm looking for wounded pigs, and I'm pretty positive they're gone. They're somewhere in there. But I know for a fact that there's 2 more pigs in there. I know for a fact there's 2 more pigs in there, but it is what it is. I actually had one right here at the fence line, and I was able to just jump the fence and pull them over. But I'm not going to go wandering off into somebody else's property looking for some pigs. So it is what it is. 6 pigs are down, and you know, if you have that opportunity to take out pigs that are really close to an escape route, take them out and go for the other pigs when they come by, because if you go for those pigs that's off to the north, guess what? When you're shooting these guys that was on the south end of the property, they've already gotten to the fence line and they're gone. So we got 6 pigs down. It is what it is, and I'm very happy with this. If the footage is good, I will get that up and I'll show you guys the footage. Here in this next clip, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I was talking about with the actual tripod. I had to move because we got some moisture coming in. I'm up here by the cows, so you're going to hear them going nuts, and I also have a tractor coming down the road ready to feed. So right here we have the Kopfjäger Reaper rail, and as you can see right here, this is the spring-loaded pin that I was talking about. This pin got it got itself engaged somehow. It bumped something in the back, and now we're locked in. This rifle is unloaded. Okay, it is unloaded. We're gonna take that mag out so the gun gurus don't lose their minds. And watch what happens. You don't even feel it when you're behind the tripod, but now let's just say I'm shooting pigs. I start panning. And look, now the whole head is loose. That's what happened. Easy solution. I can just put a zip tie back here and it'll keep it from going back in. But I had this loose and I had the Picatinny rail loose at the same time. And that's when I knew something wasn't right, and that's when I just went ahead and popped the rifle off of the tripod and started shooting free-handed. So whatever footage I do have, it is absolutely horrible because, see, right now we're tight. We're tight now. I'm gonna pull that pin out and it locks itself out. See? And now we're moving around freely with stability. This types of stuff happens. If you guys like what you see, please like, subscribe, get your notifications set up, because I'm gonna do everything I can to try to keep these videos going. That was a mistake on my part. It had nothing to do with the manufacturer. It was just heavy use, you know, and eventually got itself loose. And obviously I got to put a zip tie on that little pin. Things happen, you know, that's hunting. Things happen. Right behind me is exactly where those other pigs were. And you can see, once they get into those trees, even with night vision, you're not gonna detect them. You gotta find them with that thermal. And by the time I picked them up with the thermal, it was too late. They were already working their way south, and that's when I had to chase them that way. It's hunting, you know. I can't tell you how many bloopers I've had out here. If I had a cameraman following me around, you guys would probably be laughing. But again, if you like what you see, please, you know, hit that like button, subscribe, get the notifications set up, and I'll do everything I can to get that content rolling, man. I will try to get some more thermal videos up. I'm not sure exactly how these videos are going to turn out. But I did turn the audio on, and we'll see if it's even worthy. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive, but if I have one that's pretty decent, I'll throw it in there. But again, thanks guys. Thanks for the support, and I'll do everything I can to keep this rolling.